Hey guys, I'm Aussie Expat. Things aren't going so well. A little while back I put up that video like I lost $1,000,000. Well, it's not the only problem out there. So let's just do what the environment looks like right now in my life. Family-wise, couldn't be happier. I'm enjoying time with my son. He's learned to play PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. We're currently playing Hot Wheels Unleashed after clocking Monster Jam together. So that's really good. I didn't expect to be able to play PlayStation with my son, but at the age of 3. So I'm very, very happy. My daughter is starting to look really chubby. She's just past 3 months now, so super happy. So life on the family front's really good. Everything else, not so great. So the investments continue to track down, but stay the course. Keep putting money in, so on and so forth. But they're down enough that my wife's plan to go and retire after maternity leave, that's gone. It's just the wrong time to take income away right now. And the reality is that nobody's job is safe. Nobody's income is safe. I could support us easily with my income still. But the reality is that in 1 to 2 years, it's a long period of time, there's, a good likelihood that the option of keeping our jobs is no longer actually our choice, right? So I want to stay secure. The worst thing that could possibly happen is you start drawing down on your savings during a downturn when the stock market is really down. So that's been really nixed. It means we'll now have to have a lot of stress around trying to keep a newborn happy. We don't want to put her in daycare within the first year, so we're going to be leaning on hopefully flying out some grandparents. This will definitely introduce problems because, to be honest, the last time my mum was out with us, it didn't go very well. I won't go too deep into that, but suffice to say, there's going to be a lot of stress that is involved when my wife going back to work. In terms of my employment, my wife's employment, because we're tech workers and a lot of our income is basically denominated in stocks, denominated in amounts that are, in years gone by, we've basically taken, really substantial haircuts to our income for the next couple of years, I imagine, unless I re-interview and join another company. Now, unfortunately, in the tech space, this does not look like it will be an easy proposition. It should be fine. I just need to find the time to put a resume together and then do the loops. But it's really the last thing I wanted to do right now with a new baby and the added stresses of my wife going back to work and so forth. So finding a new job is not going to be simple or easy, and really the last thing I want to do. On the flip side, I do like my work. Promotion could happen this year, but it's not super likely. Could happen early next year. But the reality is I've looked at the pay grades, and even if I get promoted, it's not really making me competitive with the same position. Just a sideways, not any title inflation like that. Just a sideways move to any other big tech company would be worth more than a promo to me right now. So I have that added stress. My Rolex dealer said no more GMTs or Daytonas. And my watch collection is thankfully complete. So this is really very much a luxury problem. A luxury problem with luxury goods. And I really don't need anything more. I really, really don't. And so I'm sort of nearing the end of that particular journey, meaning that relationship, while we'll maintain the personal relationship, I'm not exactly sure if a lot of watches are going to be coming my way. My son's daycare is going really, really well. He really enjoys it. So there's some motivation to stay in Vegas, and that's about the only one, that things are going well for my son. Now, over the next 2 weeks, I have to decide whether or not I'll stay in Vegas because our lease is up for renewal, and I've been thinking about it. I thought about Japan. I sort of really contemplated that and did a little bit of homework and decided it wasn't really going to happen this year or ever. Like, quite frankly, the Japanese market for engineers at my level are not very high demand, basically, as well as they really want extremely high proficiency with Japanese, a proficiency to the level that many native Japanese people don't have that proficiency. So it's probably just a pipe dream. Now, we expected rent to go up. I'm perfectly fine of paying the market rate, but because my landlord has seen the neighbor put their rent up at like $3,500, they want to put theirs up to a similar amount. However, if you look at the actual neighborhoods and the rentals that are available right now, the average is probably leaning towards about 3,100. And so they're just asking way over market rate. And at this point, Summerlin isn't really working for us. It's on the outskirts of Las Vegas, and my son's daycare is towards the inside of Las Vegas. So it chews up about an hour of our day, puts miles on the car, gas, so forth. It's just not a good location for us right now, Summerlin, because the only commute that we do is into the Strip, which I normally pass by, a few things on the way, so I'm not taking the freeway. And then I also do the daycare run every day. So it just makes a lot more sense to be located somewhere in Spring Valley. And Spring Valley rents are about $1,000 less. And so that's a lot of money on the cards, and we'd be getting a lifestyle upgrade to do that. The only downside is moving next month is really not something I want to do. Not really at all. I really want less on my plate right now. But at $1,000 a month, I kind of have to move. At this point, however, if I move, I like to move big. So I was thinking over the next 2 years, I need to find a city that really need to settle down with, so that Junior has a school to go to, elementary. And my wife and I really want to try out Texas and Florida. And so we need to get a taste there. And so we've only got a couple of years to do that. So really, to turn the situation around from sort of like, calamity into opportunity, we should probably just up and move to Austin. I was thinking Austin. Logistically, it would be a little bit easier to get to Austin. It's, 19 hours of driving as opposed to like probably 40 to get to Florida. There aren't as many places to choose from in Texas, in my opinion, compared to Florida in terms of where to live. So Austin's sort of like an easy default for us. Dallas is the other option, but Austin does have a lot of tech there. And there's actually a possibility that I'll get a pay raise just by moving to Austin, even if I work remote, and similar to my wife. So there may actually be monetary benefits to doing that. But if I didn't want to do in a city move right now, I definitely don't want to do a state move right now. And it would be very abrupt. However, this is exactly how I moved to Seattle. Like within 5 weeks, I was out of Seattle. So it's still on the cards. I haven't decided what to do. So how about you guys tell me what I should do? Austin, grind it out in Summerlin at a higher price, like $900 extra a month or $1,000 extra a month, depending on how you calculate. Move to Spring Valley, new place, slightly better quality of life improvement, better access to restaurants in Spring Valley, but it involves a move. Probably means if we do the Spring Valley thing, that means we might actually be here for another couple of years rather than just like 6 months to 1 year. Let me know what you think I should do in the comments down below.